let's talk Florida State. So, Florida State, really good football team. I mean, they've been excellent. They've been doing what they've needed to do, and what I mean by that is they've had some close games and they found ways to win them. Especially that Clemson game. Like the Clemson game, that game just really had a feel like Florida State was going to lose that game, and they found a way to get it done. So credit them. And Keon Coleman's a stud. Probably is this. Honestly, you can argue he's the best receiver eligible for this next draft, but it's going to be hard to move Harrison off that number one spot. So Keon Coleman, likely the number two guy. But yeah, Florida State is just a fantastic team this year. Mike Norvell just done an excellent job. His play calling has been outstanding. Florida State, they play Wake Forest today. Heavy favorites, 20-plus point favorites. So yeah, Florida State should get a win today, and they should remain unbeaten. But yeah, it's crazy how many blue bloods are undefeated this year, or how many blue bloods are really at the top there. So, but yeah, Florida State, Mike Norvell, this Florida State team. Florida State just I think them and Washington are similar in the sense that there was good young coach, pieces in place. They just haven't had that track record of proven. And they haven't had the track record in recent years of high-level success where you're comfortable picking them. So that's why I was a little bit hesitant when it came to Florida State, picking them, as the surefire team to win the ACC. That's why I was kind of leaning Clemson for a while. Obviously, appears that it's not going to be that, or that's not going to be the case. But yeah, Florida State is an excellent football team. And they just have, in the bottom line with Florida State, they just have true NFL difference makers. Benson, Johnny Wilson, and the offensive line's been good. Jeremiah Byers has been a nice addition in the transfer portal. They had guys that returned to on the interior that have done a nice job. So, and Jared Verse, stud. The linebackers have been good. The linebackers in secondary, I think coming into this season, you knew they were not going to be some of the major strengths of this team, but you knew that they needed to really show their experience and play at a high level, and they've really done so. Tatum, Bethune, Green, the transfer from Virginia at corner. Those guys, they've really just done exactly. They've been very rock solid. They've been really rock solid for this team and have really played a big role in Florida State, coming together and being a really strong football team, both offensively and defensively. So, yeah, Florida State, excellent football team. We'll see what happens today. But, yeah, Florida State appears, they could be in the playoff as well. So, to me, Washington and Florida State in the playoff would be very, very fascinating. Those two teams that, they are a lot. The more you discuss, the more you think about some of the similarities. They're both teams that have made the playoffs, but it's been a long time, and they're both teams that people would love to see back in the playoffs, just for a little bit of a different flavor in the playoffs, if you will, a little change of pace. So, yeah, Florida State, an excellent football team. We'll see if they get a win today, and we will see if they can finish things out undefeated and get into the playoff.